Hello there, thanks for joining me again and watching. I'm Ellen from Bypollevie and I'm going to talk you through my last week and what I did this weekend. I've just returned from the UK and it was fabulous. So I'm still used to talking English. I just did my Dutch video, so now the English one. I have a bit of a dry throat, so bear with me. But first I will talk you through my Felix cardigan because it's finished. Last week it was nearly finished. I still had to do the neckband and I did it this time. I redid the sides. That's fixed as well. I also took out the trim of this one because I missed a couple of rounds. Both of them are long enough. And now it's perfect. I only needed to buy some buttons, which I wanted to do longer than you. And I did. I found some really cute ones. I only added one at the moment, just to see how that works out. Maybe I'll add 5 more just for the aesthetics. It's not really necessary. Maybe one day I would like to close my cardigan, but at the moment I like to wear it like this. And my lovely bunny brooch, and I'll tag the one who made that. That's somebody who lives in England as well who makes these. I'll tag it down below in the show notes who makes that. So first, my Felix cardigan. It's a lovely, soft, flexible cardigan. As you can see, the sleeves are now even, both long enough. The front is nicely done. It doesn't pull anywhere, and there's only one button, this one which I found at Loop. It's got a little sun inside, well that's how I see it. And the color goes well with this one. I didn't do buttonholes, I just poke it through the yarn where I find a hole. So with my finger I make a hole and then just push the button through. And then there it is. And the back. It turned out very nice. I like the yarn I did it in. It's nice and warm. Maybe the sleeves are a little big. Next time I'm going to make them a little tighter like this. I'm going to take out about 7 stitches and see how that works out. Because I still want it to fit over a dress or over a thinner jumper that I'm wearing. But other than that, this is nice. I like the color. It's made with Svensk Ulk by Edna, which is still on discount with the code Bypollevie. You get 25% discount of all the yarns. And I paired it with a bunny brooch and my Tante Betsy dress today for you to show you. So I'm very pleased with that. And I am going to make another one. I took yarn with me this weekend but didn't get started. And I want to make another one in this color Let Lopie. It's a beige color, it's color 1419. Yeah, lightish beige brown. I think that goes well with a lot. And this yarn goes really nice and soft and fluffy the longer you wear it. And Bianca's made one in Let Lopie and that's really nice. So I wanted to give this one a try, but I didn't get it started this weekend. It was so full of a lot of other things. A lot of laughter, pub meals, workshops, yeah, but I didn't sit still. So I finished my Felix cardigan and then I started on a cardigan for Pien. She likes to wear my Sunday cardigan because it's nice and warm and she keeps asking me if I can make her one. So yes, I can, but I want to make sure she wears it because she's in this phase where she wants to wear a sort of uniform all the children wear here in Holland, like the same outfit. It has to be jeans, these white Nike jimpies with white soles, white laces, everything white, and preferably a white top with a hoodie. So white hoodie, and all the kids her age wear that. So I wonder if she'll wear this, maybe only inside, but she will wear it in Sweden. And it's just nice to have her wear a nice woolly layer, which I made. So I started her Sunday cardigan last week and she wanted the same color as I do. She has a smaller size, size S, so it will be finished more quick. And she kept asking me, Mum, is it ready yet? Mum, have you finished my cardigan yet? I said, no, Pien, it doesn't go that fast. Plus I had to do my job 1 day extra also last week. But every spare minute I did have, I tried and work on this project. So there's no other project that progressed this week, only this one. And now it's nearly done. Well, nearly. I need to do the sleeves and I need Pien because I'm not sure if I need to stop and do the trimming at the bottom, the boards. But she'll be home in about an hour, so I can fit this on her. So this is the top, the collar, which will be folded over and then secured like that. That's on the inside. This is the other sleeve. And then this is how far I got. So I think I'm about to do the board, and she can fit it when she comes home, so I can see if I need to go on or if I'm done with that. And then I finish the sleeves and then she can wear it. So it's nearly finished. But that I had going on the background, and I took it with me to England. So every time we sat in the car and I didn't drive, I sat at the back, I could proceed with my knitting, which was nice. And Erzsebet told me how to not turn my stitches. Since I purl a certain way, my stitch turns, and I knit a certain way, my stitch doesn't turn back the way it should. So now I saw, or she told me how to do it, and I think I understand it now. But you can see it's visible on this one, but hey, that's again my learning method. So that's Pien's Sunday cardigan in this lovely project bag by Rachelebel. She's making gorgeous new ones and has a new website, so maybe you're lucky enough to score one. Pop that back in here, finish that later on. The sun is actually out here in Holland. It's been beastly weather apparently this weekend, but we had sun in London, or in where we were. Then this brand, Kaumi, let me just get it. I didn't know them. But I heard a lot of people talk about them, and I like 100% wool. So they approached me to do a crochet project in their yarn, which we're going to sell as a packet, to design something for them. But since there is no shop here in my neighborhood selling this, I had to pick colors from a screen, which I find very difficult. I also find it very difficult to photograph my work, and I know how the colors change on the screen, so it's hard to pick colors if you don't know the yarn. And especially if you are asked to design something, I want it to be perfect. So I did my best. I did a drawing this time. I not usually do that. I just start designing and I have a broad idea of what I want to do. In this case, it's something to do with animals, flying animals as well. And I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, because I'm not sure if it's going to be that. Maybe it changes during the design project. But I got sent 2 bags of gorgeous Kauni yarn. It's from Estonia, although the label says Denmark, so I think it's produced in Denmark and then the company is Estonian. I'm not sure about that. But I am going to use the yarn. So I got some really nice brown reddish color, and this one is a turquoise blue. Just look at it. It goes very well, I think, with the brown. It's a nice thin yarn, so it used to be too thin for my crochet projects, but now I don't mind crocheting with thinner or doubling the yarn. And it's 100% wool. And I like the shape of the balls of yarn. It's a really it's a chunky ball of yarn. Not chunky yarn though, it's a very light weight. So I got it in all different colors. This gorgeous brown, this sunflower yellow, which is really nice. As I said, turquoise sea blue. And down here a duck egg light blue. Lovely color. And there's more, because I'm doing the design in 2 colors. A nice bright purple, a baby pink, a sage green, a merino white. They have merino yarns as well, and this one is a white one. Then there's a more toned down purple. Again, a sort of duck egg blue. I wasn't sure which one was the duck egg, so they said, well, we'll send you both so you can see. Red, a burgundy, and a nice bright pink. So I think I'll be able to design something nice with that. And I'm glad they said to me that if it doesn't work out with the color, I can email them and they will send a different color, which will work better with the project since I don't know the yarn. And when I start working with a new brand, I snip off ends and make my own chart of colors. I think I showed you last time or in a video somewhere. So I'm going to do that with Kauni as well, especially since I have so many colors here now. So I have a reference of on the screen, if a color is lighter, I know which color it might be. So that maybe is a tip. You have something it's worth for you. You know what I mean. So that's the Kauni project. Then from Edna arrived a packet as well. Barbara from Edna asked me last week. She said, we have some new yarn, would you like to test it? And I was busy looking for a yarn to make a summer top in. And I prefer to stay away from the 100% wool. I would like a cotton or a bamboo mix somewhere. But I wasn't really sure which yarn to use yet. I have found some patterns. I asked some ladies I know on the internet, do they have tips? And they even had some ideas about what would be nice to make. So I have now a pattern of some t-shirts and singlets. But now I needed to find some yarn. And then Barbara sent me this message. They've got a merino cotton yarn at the moment, a new one. And I thought, well, why not? Let's try. And it's not a fingering, it's not a sport, it's a chunkier one. And it comes in these really nice shades. So I got a sage green. There are more skeins in here. Sage green, another green, a coral, and a nice bright pink. So what I'm going to do, here you can see them, it's a nice soft yarn. Merino Bomoul it's called. It's a merino cotton mix. It's 50% wool and 50% cotton. So I think really nice for summer. So this color is a 34015 and this pink is 34011. There you go. And this green, that. I'm going to make a t-shirt from this one. And do some little embroidery along the edge. Sage green one. I think that's nice for summer, nice and cool, I hope. And knitted, so that will be a challenge. And then Barbara told me about a new pattern from Yerbo, which is this sweater. But I don't want to do a sweater, I want to do a summer top, but I do like the sweater. Look at the neckline. So this one will be on my list to do, but not now. Maybe autumn I'll start this one. Or it could be a nice summer top, but first some short sleeves to add to my clothing line. And I like the pink. So thank you for that. A free pattern, this one. So if you're looking for a jumper pattern and a nice yarn, maybe give it a try with the 25% discount you still get. Also something nice is that I have this one visiting me. It's the traveling sock store. It was thought up by Truida Baars, who organizes days here in Holland where you can meet up. And she likes to knit socks. And she thought, how nice would it be to bond people through a sock shop? But she doesn't want an actual shop, so she thought of this one. It's a little wooden case from the thrift store, and she painted it with a Volkswagen bus and a washing line full of socks. And the hashtag she uses, I'll put the hashtag down in the show notes so you can, it's a Dutch one and a very long one. And then you can see where it's been. And the idea is that you take out skeins of socks. There's also a little book in here with notes of people where it's been. There's a pattern for a little sock. And people leave notes, write something, add something. So that's a nice additive. But inside are skeins of 10 grams of sock yarn. And you can take out what you like, but you need to put back the same amount. And this way it, well, changes the whole time. And you get, sorry for the noise in the background, that's my son coming home. Hi Jure. So I thought it would be nice to take it along to London with us, or to England, which I did. So that it's been really traveling. Since we would be visiting two famous shops, Loop and the Fluffatorium. So it's been there in both shops, and I took some yarn from the shops to put into the little shop, and then I can pass it on to the next one after I've taken some strands out, and maybe add some more sock yarn from the cupboard. I don't know. I don't know how many strands I want to take out yet. So that's a really cute idea, and yeah, I like it. Maybe it's something somebody will start in England. I'll show you what strands I bought in England in a sec when I show you what I took from the shops. Put the book back in. There we go. So that's that, visiting us. Then we came off the boat and the first shop we visited was Loop. And Loop, of course, everybody knows. That's in London. Loop London from Susan, who wasn't there at the moment. I know where she was. She was at Köln at the H&H, a feast for shops where they can see and buy new yarns, and projects are being shown there. It's a wool show. So she wasn't in London at the moment where we were, but her shop was. And I like this pinky neonish color. So I wanted to buy some yarn for a sweater, which I've seen with a flower pattern down here, down the yoke. I don't know the name. I'll put it in the show notes, which I'm going to make, but I need some yarn for it. So I thought might as well buy it at Loop, which is a nice reminder then of the weekend. And I know Susan's colors are pink and duck egg blue, which I tend to like as well. Also, the designer made from the Leaping Hair shell, she sent me yarn over it, but then with the pink, which has been especially dyed for Loop. So I like to buy colors that are especially dyed for her in that color. And there were. It's not a typical British yarn though, which I bought, but it's a nice pink. So here we are. This is a La Bien-Aimée. And this one is King Fiber. This one is a Corey worsted fluoro morganite, and it's 75% Falkland Corriedale and 25% Gotland wool. And it's a lovely pink, and it's not solid, and that's what I really like. It's soft. It's really nice. So I would definitely incorporate this in the jumper I'm going to make. And then this is King Fiber. That is British. It's designed in London. And this color is Shrimp. Again, it's the neonish pink, which I like from Loop. It's not especially for. So these two go well together. And then I found this one, which is La Bien-Aimée as well. And this one had a nice name, Hella, and it's neon orange. And I think they go really well together, especially for a design which I think I'm gonna try and make together with these blues. Look at that come alive. Isn't that nice? I'll show you up close in a second. So this one is by Isager. It's a spinny tweed, and this one is a color 46S and 100% wool, and it's slightly greener than blue and thin, so I might need to pair this with a mohair. But the design I'm doing has leaves. It has flowers, leaves, and then flowers again. So I thought this for the leaves and this for the flowers, and then I need a background color, which might be dark brown. Then this one is from Miak. So it's baby yak. It's aqua green, super soft. I wouldn't mind a jumper of this at all. And this one is from Diamond Lane, and it's called Egg, and it's dyed especially for Loop in this this color I know loop from. So these are so nice. And in front of loop is always a sort of antique fair pop-up. It's only small. And there was a lady this time selling gorgeous lace and old vintage accessoires and also knitting accessoires. And I found this little flower, which would give you an idea of what it would look like knitted up. You see how the colors, well, I like the way the colors go together. So that's the La Bien Aimée, the really nice, the tweedy, it's not a solid. This is a neon orange, the loop pink, the yak, the slightly more green from Isager, and the egg dyed especially for loop. And I think these colors are gorgeous together. So that will be my new project, which I will be working on. But that wasn't all I bought from Loop. I also bought a Zauberball for those socks I'm trying to go and make, which will be, I tried to do socks, but they were too hard, too small, too tiny, too tight, just not, it was the wrong moment to try and make them. I think half a year ago, maybe longer. But now I've done 2 cardigans and the shawl. I think I might be able to. So I still need to find out how I'm gonna knit those socks, on double pointed needles or on the small loop. I'm not sure what I like yet. But I thought, let's buy the yarn, a sock yarn, which changes color by itself. So I don't need to do that knitting the sock. Zauberball Indisch Rosa. I like this one. Loop had a whole basket full, but this one appealed to me, obviously. So that one's from Loop as well. And then I needed some skeins for the rondreizende sokkenwinkeltje, for the traveling sock shop. And I know a lot of ladies here in Holland like to knit with brown, and it still needs to visit a couple of those ladies. So I took a Swedish brown, which this one is the Grey Sheep Company, and it's a Hampshire 4-ply, a lovely shade of brown. Then this one is Lichen and Lace Ginger Snap, and it's an 80/20 sock mini superwash merino nylon lay flat. So this is for socks as well, a nice, it's not a solid brown, but a more caramelly brown. And then, of course, this one from Madeleine Tosh, Neon Peach. There we go. So these 3 will be going into the sock. I need to figure out if they're 10 grams, otherwise I need to make them smaller on my yarn winder. And maybe add some more. It depends on how many I take from the sock shop. And what I like, what Susan really does well, is letting designers design something especially for Loop. So this project bag was designed especially for Loop, and I like the bird on it. And again, the colors. And it's always a pretty bag to keep little stuff handy in, like scissors, hooks, or a little project, which I need to take when I'm on the go. And this one came with this is the kit that comes together. So the Diamond Lane egg together with the silk. It's French, Mr. Freeze, and this is a mohair. Not a solid, but I like the color again. I'm gonna use that one somewhere, but not on the jumper project. Put it in my stash until I find a project, and this one goes with that. So that's what I bought from Loop. Just stack it back in the bag to keep it all together. I need to take pictures of it. I hope it's light enough, long enough. There we go. Zauberball back in there. After Loop, we tried to get out of London, which was a little bit tricky because there was a event going on somewhere and it took forever. I think it took about 2.5 hours to emerge from London into the countryside, but it was not far then to the cottage. We rented one through Airbnb in Ockley, and it was just a bliss. It was easy to find, the access was nice, we had a private car park, and the cottage had a lot of lovely old details. Wooden beams, a big fireplace in a little nook, with benches along the side. So if the fire was burning, you could sit alongside it. Those lovely English couches where you can soak in. A big kitchen which had everything we need. Even herbs were there in the kitchen drawer. And something to help you, or to start you up in the fridge, milk and juice. And 3 lovely bedrooms with a view. And also each had an own bathroom. So if you're ever going to stay in Ockley or wanting to do a workshop at Gillian's and you need a place to stay, this one I can definitely recommend. Amanda was a super host, communicated quickly, and we walked out the gate along the path of our cottage, and around the corner was a pub. The Green Inn, or the Inn on the Green, which was directly situated on the green next to the cricket patch, alongside a cute line of houses. Apparently Darwin did some experiments in one. So yeah, and it's peaceful there. It's nice. The cottage was a little bit off the road, so you didn't hear the noise of the cars coming through. It was just nice. So if you ever need tips of that area of England and you want my tips, then please send me a message and I'll send you them. We tried to cook dinner. We bought some groceries from the petrol station, all in tins and cans, and it didn't really look appealing, and my mum really wanted to go to the pub, so I asked in the evening who would like the dinner we made, or a pub, because Mum had a talk to somebody with a dog, and she, a local, and she gave us a good tip of going to the Parrot, a pub. So Mum was there, yes, I'd like to go to the pub. So we all settled for the pub dinner, which was really, it was a good choice. It was a nice dinner in a British pub. And some of the Dutch ladies didn't know how British pubs work in England, that you go there with a whole family or dogs, everybody walks in. A kroeg here in Holland is different. I wouldn't go there with my family. It's pure for drinking alcohol and for teenagers, well, not even teenagers, a little bit older, to meet, but not really to enjoy a meal or an evening there. So no, I wouldn't go to a kroeg, but I would go to a pub any day. So we had a pub meal, and the next day we had a workshop booked with Gillian from the Fluffatorium. You might know her from these kits, and of course the book, Gillian Harris. She makes things from fluff, and her shop is called the Fluffatorium, which I love the name. And she stocks things like wool tops, yarn, but also embroidery kits, pom-poms, bags, anything to do with sewing, knitting, wool, fluff. And she hosts workshops there as well. And we went to a felting one. Usually I teach crochet there once in a while, but now I wanted to join a workshop myself. This is one of her books. She's very colorful as well, her shop is, and she has crazy creative ideas. So I really like visiting Gillian for anything really. It's a shame her shop is so far away. And she makes these kits as well, these felting kits. Everything is inside. She does the design of the bag herself, and everything is inside to make this angel. She's called Divine Delilah Angel. The hair should be inside, and the description as well, how to felt her. So yeah, I could have bought a kit, but how fun is it to do a workshop? And 5 other ladies from Holland, including my mom, joined me, my friends, and it was just so much fun. Also, this kit, it's a tiny purse in my favorite colors. Valiant Vera felt coin clutch. And I'm definitely going to make that one as soon as the weather is get better. And I've done all my other chores, like the county design. I finished my felting. I finished Pink's jumper. Then I can do this. But we went for a felting course. We were going to make a pillowcase or a bag. Not a very big bag, because that would take too long making the design and felting it. We only had the day. So we did a small one, and I wanted to do a project bag and try some different colors than I would usually use, because I've got a lot of pink bags and turquoise bags, which of course look great, but yeah, to add more to that pile, I wanted to do a different one. So I did a brown background with roses, and the roses, Gillian is very famous. She thought them up or made them or designed them. She does some lovely flower designs. So it was nice that she taught us how to layer them, how to make the design. And I did a small one on the back and a bigger one on the front with blueberries, no bluebells, and more roses. So you start with a bit of plastic, then you layer your first layer, which you won't see. That's the inside of the bag. And I did mine a neon pink. Neon pink. So most bags are black from the inside, but you can't see. So I wanted a different color. And this one really, really appealed to me, and it's such a, it goes very well with the brown. So I really like it. Then there's a middle layer. In my case, that's orange. You can have a look here. See, it's pink, orange, brown. And then the brown, which in my case is not solid, but I used some different colors and then adding the design. It's still wet. I need to dry it another 2 days, I think. It's quite thick. And then the felting process starts. It's like painting. First one layer, then the next layer. Very wispy. It's, yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. The felting bag. The other ladies, I think, yeah, all of them made a bag. Some with a flap. Erzabeth made a Maria. And my mum, of course, did something totally, she wanted a piece of marble. So she did a marble bag, but you'll see a video of all the bags that have been made, I think in front of this one or maybe at the back. So we all had fun and a good laugh and had a finished object at the end. We took it home, laid it on the floor to dry, and then had another pub meal, of course. Who doesn't in England? At that time we went to the Queen's Head in Dorking, which was very enjoyable as well. Again, a good tip from Gillian, that is. She's also one that gives good tips. And what else did we do? Then it was Sunday, and Sunday evening we were on the boat back. That was last night. And we had a whole day in which we could do what we want. And it was sunny in England. So we went to Box Hill. No, first we had breakfast and then we cleaned up the house so we could leave it nice and tidy. And then we went to Box Hill, which I know from my youth. I used to live in Dorking, Guildford, around that area. And my mum used to take us to Box Hill and we'd have a picnic or just hang around there and play. I was a lot younger then. And now even families do it. So due to the sunny day, a lot of families were there on Box Hill and children rolling down the hill. And next week they have an event where you can roll your Easter egg down the hill. So my mum said, "Oh, I want to go back next weekend to join in the Easter egg roll contest." And of course she'll be here celebrating Easter with my children. So that was fun. Then we had again a pub dinner, and then we went back to Holland on the ferry. But it was very enjoyable again. We did some shopping as well. So at Gillian's I also did some shopping. I'll show you. She has a very good eye for design. And I love this one. The Total Mother Fluffer. She puts this on mugs, tea towels, pillowcases. They've all sold out. Only the card is left. But I really like this one. We should all email her that she should be making the mugs again and the tea towels. I mean, this is, yeah, a total... It's lovely, I think. And the British are very good in card designs. They do, I think they send a lot of cards still. So I bought these ones. I like the colors. I like the shop idea. You can put them on your wall, all the shops together. So 2 cards. And Gillian sells the lovely fabrics of Petit Pan. They are French, I know. I could get them in Europe, but look at the stunning fabrics. So I'm going to try and use them as a background for photos or make a project bag out of them. Maybe for some or quilting. That's my plan with these. But at the moment they'll be just here. I'll be looking at them. So these are for sale at Gillian's Petit Pan. Really, really nice. But she had more nice stuff. Gillian has loads more nice stuff. What about this neon pink mohair? Haven't got a project for that yet, but I'll think of something to use it in. She sells some nice zippers as well. I like the fact that there's a design on the side, so that if you put it in a bag, this comes up. You actually see this, so the zipper is not in a white or a black lining. This one as well, checkered. So those are cute. Might one just fit into my project bag? Oh no, it's too... I need to shrink my project bag just a little more to make the zipper fit. I might just do that because I like this zipper. And Gillian also has nice ribbons. And I like the ribbons, the yellow and the orange. I saw people using them when you do a steek. I'm not sure if that's the English word, but if you've made a jumper and you want to cut it open to make a cardigan, you need to work away the steek. And some people then add ribbon on the inside, so that if your cardigan falls open, you see the ribbon and not the stitching. So I thought this was really neat. This one doesn't need it, but I bet I'll be making one very soon which needs to be steeked, and then I need ribbon to add to the trim of it, so it looks nice and not wrong. So that's what I bought from Gillian's. And oh yeah, of course we did some shopping. There's a funny story there. I like Scotch eggs because when we used to live in England, my mum used to give me Scotch egg to school for lunch break. And in Holland we don't have such a thing as Scotch eggs. That's a shame. And I know you can make them yourself, but and that they taste better. But buying them in England when you're there is also very nice. So Gillian knows about my craving for Scotch eggs and Tunnock's tea cakes. So she had Tunnock's tea cakes on the stand with the cakes during the workshop. And all the ladies like them. We have something like this in Holland, but not as nice as these ones. So I bought a stack of Tunnock's tea cakes. And usually when I go there, Gillian knows I go to the Waitrose afterwards, put my arm in the shelf where they have them and empty the thing into my cart so I can take all the Tunnock's tea cakes because I'm usually there with my car. But this time all the other ladies liked them as well. So I couldn't take all the packets, so I took 4, one for each of my children and one for me. I already had one and they are just really nice. And Adam from Yates Pottery, we have contact through Instagram. Last time he saw me take these, he said, oh yeah, Tunnock's tea cakes, they're really nice to keep a girl's curves in order. So I said, yeah, I really like them. And he replied saying, oh, they're doing a really good job. So we had a laugh about that. And this time he saw me buying them again. So he thought my curves needed a touch up. So that's why I loaded the Tunnock's tea cakes in again. And of course the English are very good at biscuits and biscuit tins. So my mum gave me this one. I like the color and the shape, and she thought I could reuse them once the biscuits have been emptied out of it for hooks and needles, which of course I liked. I like the flower design. I haven't tasted the bickies yet, but I will soon. So I really like that. So it was an enjoyable weekend in the UK. I'm always a bit sad when I go home. It's not as green here in Holland as it is in the UK. So I'll be sure to be back soon, just to enjoy the countryside. And I love the English people. So polite and nice, and they have a good sense of humor. So yeah, that was my week. We also celebrated Pine's birthday. She turned 12. You'll see a little snippet of the cakes we bought for her birthday. And a little bit of the birthday present is her cardigan. And I'll talk you through my video recap of the weekend. If you don't want to see it, this is the time to stop the video. After this you will only see England videos. And then I'll see you next week. Thank you again for watching. I hope you had more craft time than I did. And or at least enjoyed yourself. The sun is coming out more, so maybe you'll enjoy the outside more as well. And I'll I'll see you next week. Enjoy!
Bianca, ook mee? Ik ben benieuwd. Here the journey started and we had to pack all the stuff of 6 ladies into the rooftop suitcase. I don't know the English word. We nearly all had about 2 bags, and the ones we didn't need on the ferry went on top of the roof and the other ones went in the car. And then we had to pile all the ladies into the car. And here we are at the boat, and Marloes needed to get her earplugs out because we all snore, apparently apart from Marloes. So she forgot them in her suitcase. There she gets them. Earplugs, she says.
Even kijken, nou we zitten er
There
allemaal
we all
weer
fit in the car. This is
nou ja, eerst door de
3
doek
persons on the back seat, and there could sit 2 all the way at the back, but we only had 1 chair raised, and the other chair was down, so we could fit more luggage in. On the ferry we went, all the way to the front, and then on board. And of course we knitted, and well, that's the little sock shop I told you about. Here are the ladies chatting about the knitting. The lady in purple standing with my mum. Then there's Anita, that's Bianca in white, Elizabeth in the windowsill, and Marloes, she was Oya haken, Oya crochet. She was making a bracelet, those cute lacy-like bracelets. And Anita had a very difficult project, wanting to make a shrug. Bianca was working on a sock, and that's the Oya bracelet, and Elizabeth was embroidering her shawl. So we all had a different project, and I was working on the cardigan for Pien, the Sunday cardigan.
Ja, maar deze, dat wordt elke 10e, elke 12e en elke 6e. Heb je het verhaal?
In front of the popular yarn shop in London called Loop London in Angel, there is a sort of mini antique market selling fabrics, dresses. This time there was lace, buttons, nice vintage flowers like hairpins. And here I'm taking the sock shop into Loop. It's been abroad for the first time with us, which was fun. And I was sure to find some sock loops, some sock yarn to go in it at Loop. Just taking you around the shop. They've got lovely yarns and embroidery threads. Those are scarves from Nathalie Leté. And in those cabinets are all bits and bobs like hooks, stitch markers, glittery yarn, embroidery hoops, sorry. Yarn by Mette Nielsen, hand dyed, really nice, pretty and delicate. And then stacks and stacks of yarn there by all different brands, nicely laid out together. It's so difficult to make a choice here what yarn to choose. And of course the button selection. Susan sells really nice ones. I found some for my Felix cardigan over here. And took some extra for the cardigans I'm still gonna make. Yeah, the prettiest buttons I always tend to find in England. That's my mum, looking for yarn. That one nearly came home with me. It was a gorgeous sunflower yellow or mustardy yellow, but I wanted something for my jumper, which I'm going to make with the flower pattern, and I wanted it in, well, loop colors, pink and eggshell blue. Then after a quick stop at the cafe nearby with a chai latte and something sweet to go with it, we went for a drive to the cottage we rented via Airbnb in Ockley, and it was a really nice one. I often come to the UK, so I'm used to driving to the left. It's like there's a switch in my head which you put over, and then I know I have to be on the left side of the road. We had two drivers, Marloes drove and I drove, and it went all fine. And here we go, this is the cottage we rented. It was really nice. Marloes is opening the door there. It's an old house with a new bit built onto it there, the kitchen, and it was everything we wished for. Everything's getting their luggage out of the car. And bags full of stuff. Yarn to keep us busy, of course, projects. And you never know what you might come to in England, so we also had walking shoes for a walk. The weather was gorgeous all weekend, we were very lucky. I'll take you through a tour. So this is the kitchen, which was really nice. Upstairs were 3 bedrooms with each their own bathroom. And super comfortable beds, the garden back there. Then a smaller sitting area with the bar and the spotlessly clean kitchen. And then you go into the old part of the house through that lovely old door. I like those old details. Nice fluffy couches. And then there's the wood fire. And I've never seen this, but it was a little nook with benches on both sides where you could sit And Amanda had fitted lighting there, so you could actually knit at night. It was really nice and cozy to sit there, and you could put your cup of tea on the stove. Nee, alles is boven. Maar die trap lukt wel, want er zit een leuning aan. Lekker om zo van de voorkant binnen te komen. We hebben boodschappen gedaan. Voor het eten. Want we gaan vanavond zelf koken. And again in the evening, lots of knitting and handworking going on. We could all help each other with problems, tell tales and sit and laugh together. And look after the fire. Gewoon als groepje. So here's us in the morning having a nice stroll. As you can see, the sun was out. And we wanted to have a good look at the houses across the street. They were nice and old. And then we found this one in the field behind it, barn cottage. Stunning. And it had a QR code onto a tree where we could see its history. Apparently Darwin did some experiments there. Our muddy shoes. And that's Anita working on her project in the afternoon sun. That's the inn just around the corner from the house. Perfect for some drinks. Us next to the fire. And on the stroll again. Yeah, we had the most amazing weather. Erzsébet makes these nice hats. And we did a small photo shoot for her. I like the colorful attributes she makes. They're really nice. She uses the Latvian braids.
Hebben jullie dat hert gezien?
Aren't they a happy bunch? Yeah.
En daar een blauwe pinguïn.
Does anyone take? Yeah, okay. Does anyone take sugar?
Wild and free, basic getting sprung. We used to dance the night away, hang out the whole next day, laughing, having fun.
With the ones on the cushion,
Yeah.
just
You
when
can
you're
do-
colouring,
you can
look
do
3D.
this. Yeah, you can do this, but not the separate. Not like the.
Yellow here or whatever.
Well,
Going to soak it.
Die kant op, Bianca. Then it was time to visit Waitrose to get Tonic's tea cakes and Scotch eggs and, well, some more shopping. The Easter chocolates were very popular.
Ja, dit is het volgende schap.
And what else did we take home? I'm not sure. That's the nice brooch. Oh yes, I found these in the shop. Elizabeth's hats. And this was a car boot sale we found only a bit late. It was already going on from about 6, but we arrived at 12, but we still found some buttons. That's Anita and me just fitting in the doorway, and Box Hill. Look at the stunning views and the people picnicking there. That's me in the front enjoying it. Oh, these roads. I really miss these roads. I used to live in this bit of England, in Surrey, near Cobham. So all of these places are familiar to me. Although it was 30 years ago and I was still small and never was behind the steering wheel. Yeah, but these roads you came along often in England, hollow roadways. In Holland we do not have these, or yeah, well, in the maybe in Limburg. Of course, this is the evening we were knitting again and chatting and talking about the day and what to do, helping each other with projects, helping each other with stitches, as creative ladies do. We all had our own project. I think none of us got finished with it. Oh yeah, Marloes got bracelets done from the Oya haken. But we got along nicely. I'm working on Peen's cardigan, the Sunday cardigan. Got a nice bit going. Nearly finished. She just had a fit and she fits it. I can do the board at the moment. So this is a nice way to spend an evening, I think. Way better than watching TV. And here we visited a farm shop. It was very good organized, a good selection too. We bought snacks on our way back home and some pies for Henko, Erzbeth's husband. And here is that flea market which was about to close. I wish I would have known about it sooner. It was on from 6 till 12, but we still managed to find some buttons, really nice bright orange ones and wooden ones.
Ja, ja, ik ook. Maar nou, hè.
And then it was back to the ferry, where my mom and Anita had a discussion about the pattern which she was making. It was friendly, and apparently it's very difficult. But I think she ended up the evening with frogging it because she made a mistake. She discovers it now. Well, maybe with Christmas it will be finished. Everybody tried to help her, but well, she needs to frog it anyway. And this is in the morning in Holland. We needed to wait for all the truckers to get off, and then we could drive off the ferry back home. Then we dropped off everybody. It was a great weekend. My treasures from Loop. And here you can see the sock shop filled with little strands of sock yarn. A very, very cute idea. Dit was zo'n leuk weggetje. Dit soort weggetjes kom je veel tegen in Engeland. Een holle weg. Die is uitgesleten. De bomen staan er vaak overheen in een soort brug. Maar je wil geen tegenligger tegenkomen.